Hey guys, so my Zoom is not working. I was not able to turn my audio or my video on. I don't know what was going on. So I decided that I would just record a video for you guys really quick so that I could get this topic off my chest and I can get to bed because I'm exhausted. So I didn't want to delay on this topic. And please bear with me through this topic because it's not my forte. I'm just learning about all of this, and I'll dive a little bit deeper after I go into recognition and such. So if you remember from last week when we did our mini invite challenge for 2 days, to see who would have the most amount of invitations. Jessica Wicks, you are the winner. So you have won. Let me pull it up. My phone had been slow. Technology hates me today. Okay, you have won a t-shirt. So get me your size as soon as you can, and I will order it and put it in the mail for you. You had 3 business invitations and 13 challenge invitations within the 2 days that we ran our challenge last week. So props to you, absolute rock star. This is your shirt. If you can see it. Oh, it's kind of backwards. It says, top knots, yoga pants, and coffee. Bring it on. So let me know the size, and I will get that shipped out to you before I leave for camping this weekend. Another announcement that I want to make is the new challenge/training trial period is ending tonight at midnight. So if you're one of my personally sponsored coaches and you've been involved in this, just know that at midnight everything ends, and I'm going to be tallying up the winner as of tomorrow morning before I leave for camping. Again, I have a lot to do tomorrow morning. So make sure that if you have any last invitations, you want to get any last points in, refer to the photo that's in the top of our group over there and get your last points in. As of right now, we have had one reigning champion for the course of the entire challenge. Kaylee Hamlin, you have been rocking out, and as of the last time I counted, you're still placed at number 1. So if anybody wants to try to kick Kaylee out of the top spot, feel free to try, but she has been working her tail off, so I'm so proud of you. Couple corporate announcements. Challenge packs that are on sale this month. 21 Day Fix, 21 Day Fix Extreme are both at the $140 price point. Hallelujah. I love when 21 Day Fix is at the low price point because it's an amazing program to get people's foot in the door with fitness. So be sure that you are promoting 21 Day Fix and 21 Day Fix Extreme to those people who have either finished Fix or have done another sort of workout routine. And then the Kickstarter challenge pack is $180 price point. It's usually $205. That's the same thing. It's a challenge pack with your Shakeology month supply program, and it also includes the 3-day refresh. So that's what the Kickstart means. I know a couple of people had questions about that last week. So those are the sales. Summit is in 2 weeks from today. So if you're going, I'm so excited and I can't wait to see you there. If you're not going, make sure that you're following Carl Deichler, Top Coaches, follow us. We'll try to put as much stuff out there as possible in the groups as to, new announcements and stuff. But the opening ceremony always has a new product launch. So they tell everybody about a new product launch, and at least this was the way that it was last year, you'll be able to purchase your tickets for 2016 Summit that day. They're usually $99. And if, you'll have a chance to register for Summit next year quicker than I will because I'll be sitting in that registration, in that event. So that's how I was able to get tickets this year without getting on a waiting list. They're getting really a lot better. They opened up 10,000 more spots this year. which is more people than were at the summit that I first went to. So I don't even know what to expect with 25,000 Beachbody coaches all in one spot. If you're still on the fence about Summit and you can go, tickets are still available. The house that we rented actually has space for 2 more people than what we originally had planned for. And there's a decent amount of us that are driving from central New York. So it doesn't have to be expensive. And I really, really, really recommend going. Even if it takes sacrifice, time away from your kids, time off from work, a little bit of expense, it is well worth the investment. I remember specifically tracking my income after my first summit, and the month following summit, my income went up 3,000%. So, or 300. I can't remember, 300 or 3,000. Either way, it went up. My income significantly increased. So you'll get a lot of aha moments. You'll get to learn from the top coaches. You'll get to talk with a lot of top coaches and other coaches. And you'll get to really experience Beachbody. So I would highly recommend getting to Summit if at all possible. So I'm going to dive into my topic for today. Now, I said before, this is not my forte. I'm still learning this. If you are active in the group, you saw that I have started listening to a new podcast, and I'm learning a lot of takeaways from it. I had a lot of aha moments. I've listened to 3 of these podcasts so far, and it's a little difficult for me to share only because it's a church podcast. I am not a churchy person. I did not grow up in church. I did not grow up religious. And for the longest time, it's always made me very apprehensive and uncomfortable. However, I found this podcast that I really, really like. I like the way the guy talks. I like the way he preaches. I'm still a little bit with the religious aspect of it, but the message that is put across from these podcasts, they're actually sermons from this church in South Carolina. The message, it just makes me think of our business, and it makes me think of us and growing as people. So I'm listening to this, and I re-listened to it today so that I could take notes, because it just stuck out to me so much. So the name of the podcast, if you want to go listen to it yourself, you can download it on iTunes. The podcast app is in your phone if you have an iPhone, and it's called Elevation Church. It's their current 6-week lesson plan, and it's called something about stretch marks. That's what it's called. So there's 6 episodes. I listened to the first 2. This one is my best version of Cliff Notes from part 1 of this 6-time lesson. So basically, the message is stretching. So you have to learn how to stretch past your limitations, because if you don't stretch, you're never going to grow. So it's the same idea as if you always stay the same and you always stay in the same spot, you're never going to get to something better. So you have to learn how to stretch, and stretching can be very uncomfortable. Stretching can put you into positions that you don't necessarily want to be in, that you don't necessarily feel comfortable in. But these positions are places where you're going to grow. So in order to spread, you have to stretch, because you can only go so far. If you want to reach the sides, you can't see my hands, but if you want to reach the sides of this room, you have to stretch as far as you can stretch. And you have to push past your limits, and you have to create new limits. And this comes into effect both with your fitness program, your nutrition plan, and your business and your life in general. The other thing that I wrote down a bunch of notes, and I feel like I hope I can kind of share the message around them with you. If you want to get more on this, you can listen to the sermon yourself. But basically, he's talking about in this part basically building a community and building a church and spreading everything. And I feel like we do the same thing as coaches. We can't do this just for us. We have to do it for everybody else that we're going to help. So you always have to have an outstretched hand to be able to help people. So you have to be doing what you're doing, and also remember to keep your hand out there to help people, to help anybody that might need a pick-me-up, that might need a hand, whether that's, however you can help them. And this was huge to me because it made so much sense. So stretch those who dare to follow you. So the message surrounding this was he was saying that a lot of people tell him, I wish that I could have been one of Jesus's followers because he was such a good leader. And he said, I don't think you would have liked to be one of Jesus's followers because he made them stretch a lot. He made them basically come up with things out of nothing. And that's what we can do also. I mean, I'm not trying to be God or Jesus or even pretend like what we do in our life is anywhere near the miracles that they perform. But if you are living a life where you're constantly stretching and you are pushing your closest circle around you to stretch also, and you're pushing your customers out of their clients or out of their comfort zone with their programs, and you're pushing your coaches outside of their comfort zones, because if you know that you have to stretch, you know that they have to stretch too. So dare to step outside the box and stretch people who are willing to follow you, because if you step up as a leader, they'll listen to you, and they may give a little resistance back, but eventually they'll go, I really need to do this and step outside my comfort zone, and then they'll learn that it's easy. Like, all I can think of is Kaylee Hamlin, who said, I don't know what my problem was with inviting people. It's not that hard. I'm not having that much trouble. I don't know what the problem was. And she's on fire inviting people this week. So you just have to step up, do it, and then it gets easier. And then you can stretch more and more and more. So that brings me to the next part, which is you have to figure out how to thrive in situations you're put in, but you're not necessarily prepared for. So, for example, you may have been put in a position in your life, not necessarily in coaching, that you thought to yourself, oh my God, how am I ever going to get through this? And you made it through. I remember when I was in high school, I had a lot of really unfortunate things happen. My mom and my little sister and I ended up moving to New York, and there was a divorce with my dad. There was police involvement. It was an awful, terrible thing. So a lot of people would say to me when they found out what happened was, and my mother for the same thing, which is, I'm very much like her, they would say, how did you get through it? How did you, how did you move past what happened? And I'll never forget these words. My mom said, well, I could either move forward with my life or I could lay down and die. Those seemed to be the only two options, and I wasn't quite ready for what this person did to us to make me die. So I just got up and moved on with my life. And I think my mother having that mentality, she seeded that into me, and it makes me just pick up and go. Like, whatever happens, happens. Which is why when a couple of very unfortunate, very small, insignificant mistakes that were missed in our business center last week made my team we missed the 3-star qualification mark, because between 5 of us, we all missed these tiny little things, and I was really upset about it for a little while when I first woke up, but then it is what it is. It happened. I can't change it. So you have to thrive in those situations. The other thing that happened, which some of you know this, some of you don't, I'm not really putting it on social media, but when I first got pregnant, we actually were expecting twins, and then we weren't. So I was a little bit disappointed, but it is what it is. You have to take things as they come into your life. You can't dwell on them. You can't, like, yes, be sad for a minute. Take those emotions and process them and grieve and be upset in whatever way you need to be, and then move on. Just take it and move on, because there's nothing you can do about it. If it's something that you can't change, you have to take those situations, and you're not prepared for them, but you need to get prepared for them. And you'll figure it out. Whatever happens, maybe you didn't hit Success Club, maybe you gained back 5 pounds, maybe whatever it is, if it's out of your control, you just have to thrive in those situations and figure out how you can learn from it, what the blessing was that was hidden. And which brings me to this quote that this pastor said was, the times of heaviest demand always allow you to find the deepest supply. So, for example, when all of the shit went down with my family and we moved to New York and our lives were turned upside down, I really found out, and I found this out consistently since it's happened, is the supply of love and support that I have in my life is unmatched. One person did some evil things to our family, but there's hundreds of people who love us and support us, and that means more. So that was, we needed a lot of love and support, and we got it, because you'll find your deepest supply. And it even comes down, that's really deep, but it even comes down to, like, Success Club points. When you're craving points and you're like, oh my God, nobody's ever gonna do anything with me. Sometimes people just start coming out of the woodwork and asking you about your challenges. So you have to be transparent and be out there with your journey and let people know what you're doing, so when they're ready, they can come to you. For our purpose to spread, we have to stretch. So this really hit me about our company. So for our purpose to help people live and lead healthy and fulfilling lifestyles and help other people to do the same thing, we have to stretch out to these people. There's 200 million obese and overweight people in this country. I don't even know the statistics for people who are in debt and miserable with their job and can't make ends meet, but I'm sure there's a staggering amount of those people too. So we can help both of those. So you have to practice what you profess. Whatever purpose you would like to spread and stretch towards, you have to be practicing that. There was a whole story about a guy with a bum leg that miraculously got better, and I feel like I don't have time to go into all of that. If you would like to listen, you can listen to the podcast, but I would like to move on to our next kind of subtopic in here. So once you figure out what you have to give, how you can stretch it, you have to be able to pair yourself with people who have strengths that are different than yours. So we're all amazing. We all have awesome strengths. They're different than other people's strengths. I am very talkative. I have no problem approaching people. I'm kind of organized, but I'm a procrastinator. I lose things easily. I forget things easily, especially these days. So you have to figure out how to pair yourself, whether it's in a pair or with a group. The thing that I love about our team is we're all going in the same direction, but we have a different path. We have a different perspective. We have different goals to hit along the way. So, what was I going to say? Oh, so, like, there's so many ands Tom and Jerry, Batman and Robin, Kanye and Kobe, no, Shaq and Kobe. I don't know sports very well. So there's all these duos, and you have to figure out who is your and. Who is that person that makes you better? Who's that person that brings out your strengths and also helps to boost up those parts where you're weak? It's a dynamic duo type of reference. Everybody needs a dynamic duo. So if you have one in your life that will help you with your business, that's awesome. If you have someone in your life, but they're not really interested in helping you with the business aspect, find a success partner. You need somebody that you're better together with and that you two both need each other. This pastor gave a lot of references, and it made me think of my best friend. We've been best friends for like 14 years now, since we were juniors in high school. And I always think I do things better when she's around. She brings out a better person in me. I'm more willing to talk to a stranger if she's with me. I'm more willing to crowd surf at a Rihanna concert when she's with me, because we've done that too. So I'm more willing to take chances when she's around. I'm more willing to engage in conversation with people. I'm more willing to do crazy things that I wouldn't normally do that are for good when she's with me. So those are the type of people that you need to have in your life. The type of people where you're like, I'm not seeing this person in 2 weeks, and I'm feeling like really, and I need to hang out with them, and I need to get my mojo back from them. Those are the type of people that you want to surround yourself with. So find a success partner. If it's within your house, that's great. If it's not, find somebody on the team. Find somebody in the Results Matter page, in the Hit Nation page. Find somebody where you can mesh with and you can jive with that can be your success partner. Don't fight people to be like you. Just learn from them. Learn from everybody who does things differently than you. And the one last thing that I'm going to... the one last quote idea that I'm going to give you really, really resonates with me because I've worked in healthcare for pretty much my whole adult life. And I'm really, really trying to transition to making coaching a full-time career for myself. So sometimes you need to use the skills that you have, but you need to use them in a different way. So try to think outside the box. For me, this really, really made me think of how I know a lot about health. I know a lot about disease. I know a lot about prevention of disease, and I would be so much better positioned to help people. Maverick cameo. I would be so much better positioned, and I would feel so much joy from helping people prevent and reverse disease rather than pumping them full of chemicals and chemotherapy and antibiotics and pills and insulin and all of this stuff that is just a quick fix. So don't change the skill set that you have. Whatever skill set that you have, expand upon that and use it in a different way to make more of a difference. So figure out what your skills are that you have that you can bring to the table at your business that can make things better. So those are basically my cliff notes from this podcast. If you would like to search it, I can actually post, I will post the link to the podcast underneath the recording of this video in the team page, so that you can go there and listen to it if you want. It's about 45 minutes long. It does get a little Jesus-y, so just as a warning, if you're not a Jesus-y person, just a warning. But the message is really, really good. So I have a couple takeaways for you guys for this week. I know it's a holiday weekend. I know that you guys are probably going to be out and about doing stuff. So try to strike up conversation with new people or people that you know about what you're doing. Promote your challenge group with people. Try to be an example of how you can live a healthy lifestyle even over a holiday weekend. So the action items that I have for you based on this call are: think about, there's nothing that you need to post under this video, but you can, if that helps to keep you accountable. think about how can you stretch this month? How can you stretch yourself and make yourself better this month? You know, it's the first day of the month. No, it's the second day. It's the second day of the month. So we're just fresh into July. Oh, I have hiccups. We're fresh into July, and it's the beginning of a new week, which is why I love to have calls on Thursdays, because it's the brand new Beachbody week. So think about what you can do to stretch yourself, what you can do to stretch your business, what you can do to stretch your coaches, stretch your clients, step outside your comfort zone. And then the second thing is, who's going to be the other half of your dynamic duo? Find that person as soon as you can in this month. Figure out who that person is that's going to make you better, that's going to help you stretch, that's going to pull your arms when you don't want to stretch. Figure out who that person is going to be, and share these action items with the group so that we can all keep ourselves accountable. So that's basically all I have for you guys today. Thank you so much for listening to this call. Even though I had to record it, my Zoom is not working properly. So that's basically all I've got for you guys this week. Have a great holiday weekend and really enjoy it. And we will see you guys later. Bye. I almost forgot. New coach training is starting on Monday. I can't believe I almost forgot. I'm like so excited about this. New coach training is starting on Monday. I'm going to do a Zoom call. Cross my fingers that I can get my Zoom to work by then. And I'm going to do a Zoom call for GSR with all of the brand new coaches. I think I'm probably thinking 8:30, 9 o'clock, probably 9, mostly because a lot of my new coaches coming in have little tots that they need to get into bed. So I'm thinking 9 o'clock. I will post for sure, and then we're going to start on Monday. So it's going to be really awesome. So you guys should really be a part of it. Even if you're not a brand new coach, you should be involved as a veteran coach so that you can set an example for all of your coaches. So we will talk to you guys later, and have a great weekend. Love you guys. Bye.